Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black here with the Strat Time Report, and a little quiet for the broader averages for the most part, but a lot of earnings stuff going on. So you can see here SPY barely moving inside day and just kind of sitting here doing nothing. But that's okay because what that tells us is we can look for the discernible strength and weaknesses in the sectors because SPY is doing nothing. If we go to QQQ, and Q's also a slight gap up, but you can see this really tight range. Doji Land doing nothing, and the Dow Jones Diamonds inside day as well. Here, still doing nothing. So if anything, it was the small cappers again. All right, small cappers making a move, and we call this a Momo hammer. Anybody got short this thing in here? When it backed off, boom, take them out right here in one shot. Once again, if arranging charts in your mind is important. And so what I mean by that is that you can see these 3 months are completely in here, which means if this was a quarter, which is the same amount of time in the 3 months, it would be an inside quarter, and it's a break to the upside. Small cappers trying to go to the highs. So when I say that we're looking for discernible themes and that's going on in the sectors, simultaneous breaks where like everything is breaking in the same direction. So if we go to retail XRT, see XRT having a nice day, cooling off just a little bit, but you can see that nice week to start off and a nice day, nice bright and green. So if you go to, say, Williams Sonoma, and Williams Sonoma backing off the highs here just a little bit on that 60. We'll see if that sets up again, but we got what we wanted out of this thing. Here's the month, inside month, poke down, boom, Rev Strat month and go into the highs. And the way you time that is you go to that weekly, and if you're fortunate enough, you got this right here. The 322 looking to take this out with one stop out, and then the 2 up, 2 down, and boom, these become an outside bar of all that, reconfirming the Rev Strat week to go up into the highs, and then it just stalls out a little bit. But if you just go down the board and retail KSS, here gives you this. The 2 down, 2 up, 2 reversal. Right now it backs off on the 60. We'll see if we can take this back up over 55.89er. But we got this thing here. Took these babies out. These became an outside bar of all that. Now, and to see if we're strong enough to get up into this stuff here, right? So you got plenty of month left. That's the good thing about when you get monthly triggers early in the month. You got plenty of month. This is in force as long as it's above that. KSS. If you go to Raw Stores, and Raw Stores also 2 down by taking out the lows. 2 reversal on the month right there. Boom, you're in. And now inside on the 60, we'll see if they want to take that up or not, because we're not getting too much out of these broader averages. Q's trying to go towards the highs, so we'll see if those broader averages do move by the end of the day to help boost some of these things. If we go to big lots, and big lots, 2 down, 2 up reversal on the month. Also here on the week, 2 down by taking out the previous week's lows, and then boom, off she goes, and backing off like a lot of things, just cooling off after a nice little run. Taking these guys out, the question is going to be able to climb up, all this kind of stuff. If we go to Walgreens, and Walgreens still inside month and still inside week, just having a nice little day. I just wanted to show you a nice Momo hammer here, like so. Anybody got short in here yesterday? Boom, carry them out. So Walgreens also in there, and Macy's. Now inside on the 60 backs off. We're looking at this, the inside week to the upside, just some short-term exhaustion risk by going into new recent highs, but we'll see if that sets up again. If we go to NNOX, and NNOX real nice here, and you can see this monthly, inside month, slight post down, Rev Strat month to the upside. 1, 2, 2, 2 reversal after the 1. Coming back through this previous range, had an inside day to trigger that. Real nice move. We'll see if that sets up again right now. Inside on the 30. A lot of these things really triggered fast. And that's why you want to have like those monthly signals, because that tells you for the rest of the month you can keep an eye on stuff and look for setups. If we go to iRobot, iRobot a Butte, also Rev Strat, inside month, right? Inside month, pokes down, boom, back to previous range Rev Strat, 1, 2, 2, right? Came out firing, and we'll see if that sets up again. How's that 60 looking? But we got the rest of the month to keep looking for this one too. That was a nice inside day here. After this inside day and up, 312, 212 continuation. All right, if we go to KPTI, and KPTI, little guy, also RevStrat month. Inside bar, pokes down, 1, 2, 2. Right, so what RevStrat means, like, some people get confused with the different types of reversals. What that means is that you had an inside bar, right, which means it's a consolidation, right? Can't take out the highs or the lows, and they attempted to take it one way, and then they reverse on that, right? So that's what's going on there. Nice push there. We'll see inside in the 60 now. A lot of this stuff just kind of resting after a good morning run. We also have the Fed coming out here this afternoon, so things might dry up in front of that too. Overstock. And Overstock does its job like we were looking for. The 3, 2, 2, and then 2, 2, and these became an outside bar of all that. Now it's a question whether it's going to be strong enough to take this out. You can see this thing now is doing a 2-1-2 reversal on the 60. 2 up, inside, back down, right? But it did its job, it hits this magnitude, that's what we were looking for. And here's where you can take profit, and we'll see if that sets up again, though, to go after some higher stuff. If we go to Whirlpool, and Whirlpool, inside week to the upside. And when that triggers, and we're always looking for combinations, that's why we're always looking up all these different time frames. The 2 down by taking out last month's lows, the 2-2 reversal, and boom, right back up she goes. So now fading a little bit as we get ready to sit for the Fed, probably. If we go to BMRN, a couple in the bio, still going, and we were looking this in the weekend video because of this. Stop them all out, hammer, 2 down, 2 up reversal to try and come back through all this stuff. And so far so good, just kind of stalling out today, but can keep that on the radar. UTHR, and UTHR in the bio, also biotech, and RevStrat month. Inside bar, pokes down, boom, RevStrat month here over this, 199.65. Also inside week and up. Took all these guys out. The question is, the 60-minute Momo hammer going to kick in and keep cranking it, because it's been higher. We know that. If we go to a little more retail, PLCE, Children's Place, had a nice day yesterday and then follow through today, and that looks like it's an outside 3-2 monther. Been up into here, pandemic, and you can see it on the 60 shooter hammer. So if we can take this out, that gets my attention, because then we try and become an outside bar of that in the next hour. If you can take out 98.24. If we go to SMG, and SMG, 2-1-2 reversal on the month. 2 down, inside, back up. And you can see the way they bored him to sleep here for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they woke him up. Boom, that was pretty quick, so we'll see if that sets up again for us as well. If we go to W, and W stalling out here, potential RevStrat 60 back down on this thing. But for the rest of the month, I want to know about this RevStrat month. Inside, pokes down, stops them out, and coming back. So for the rest of the month, anytime that W is above 257.64 gets my attention. If we go to Akamai, and Akamai, 2 down on the month by taking out the lows, 2-2 reversal here above 109.94. Nice little push, outside weaker, but having a nice little day here is Akamai. He did get an inside 30 on this one here, inside 30 to the upside. We'll see how much more we get out of that. Another thing we've been watching here is the SMHers, and SMH, we know it was a 2 down, 2 up month, but just going into exhaustion risk. Not doing too much today, but we do have a lot of the signals in there working. So if you go to Corvo, and we know from the weekend vid, we're looking for a lot of these hammers and 2-2 reversals on the month to see if this SMH is going to keep going. You have an inside week to the upside in Corvo, and 2 down, 2 up hammer in the month over 170.154. If you go to SWKS, here, hammer month, 2 down, 2 up. So long as it's over 170.31. Now just backing off a bit. We'll see if we get this to set up again for us. There's your 60. It could be a RevStrat 60. Inside pokes down a little bit. So we can keep an eye on that when that closes out. If you go to Qualcomm. And Qualcomm also 2 down, 2 up reversal hammer on the month over 133.83. You're there. If we go to MU. And MU going RevStrat back to the downside on the 60 here. You can see that. Inside bar, pokes up, now coming back in. All 3 hours of this is stuck in this thing is going to be the problem. But what we want to see here is how many of these SMHers trigger those reversal months, and then how many more continue to do so. So here you can see inside month for MU, and it pokes down. So MU gets going over 71.67. Hasn't made it yet, but that's going to be the level I'm going to be watching for the rest of the month. If we go to pets, and PETS having a nice little day here and stalling out here with market, but we'll see. Taking out last month's highs, 3-2 on the week. Just a nice long green bar on the daily, and that's what we look for. We like nice long red and green bars, like FMC. Here, nice. Once again, the RevStrat month. Inside bar, pokes down, boom, RevStrat month. I think you can tell why we look for this pattern. It can be very lucrative. If we go to Revlon, and Revlon, looks like this inside month. Nope, poke down. That's a 2-2 reversal on the month. Having a nice little day here coming out of that inside week, and we always like to look at all these pivots because it's been a lot higher in the past. Revlon. On the downside, we had some nice gappers. Always looking at those gappers, and if you go to GKOS, and GKOS, you can see this was real nice off the inside 60 reversal, the 212, and that was below 55.84. Puked her down to 51.01, so that's not too bad, for a short amount of time of work. If you go to Bloodbath now trying to come back up on that 60. Had a nice 30 here, the inside 30 down. Now you got a higher high, you can cover and go long. So we like to play these both ways, all right? So some good stuff in there as well. And if you go to Zilla, puke. And here in the 30, things we look for. The 2 down, the 2 up, and boom, 2-2 reversal here. And if that works, it sets up the inside 60 down here. And Zilla keeps puking all sorts of trouble over there. If we go to Aon having a rough week here. And it's starting to come in here. Once again, 2 up by taking out the highs, and that's a 2-2 reversal week, and that's also starting off a new month. So anytime this thing's red on all time frames, you got full time frame continuity to the downside. We'll see if anything more comes of that. If we go to the New York Times, oh boy, smoked. 2-2 reversal day, 2 up, 2 down, back to previous range to stop people out, right? And that set up the 1 bar RevStrat week. Inside week, hits magnitude by going into those highs, but then the buyers didn't step up, and down she goes. Here's your inside 60 to the downside there, so we'll see if that sets up again too. If we go to John Deere trying to go 2-1-2 off the 60 back up right now, just inside day back to the downside, and you can see all this in here. The higher highs and the lower lows. So it hits its magnitude. That's your broadening formation in here, which gives you the outside week. So we'll see if that gets any worse. Right now it's starting to recover. You can always watch CAT. When it does something like that, we'll see CAT still inside weak. If we go to APPS. APPS inside 60 to the downside. And you can see this inside day after poking up into the highs, and then boom, back through previous range, giving you the 1 bar RevStrat week. Inside week. Boom, outside week. Right, so this thing's still having all sorts of trouble. OCGN for the apes over there at Reddit. They're all fired up about this gap up, and then got a little heavy here. So we'll see if there's more puking in that. Get that another outside to outside day. Here's your inside 30, inside 30. So you see this was an outside day. Now we'll see if this can take that out by the end of the day. We'll just take one more UPST. And PST, not the end of the world, still an inside week, right? But you do have, it does move around a lot, and you do have a reversal on the daily. 2 up, 2 down, and you got some more of these guys to take care of pivots wise if we want to go after that. But we got the Fed coming, so be aware of that. Right now, it's retail and semiconductors leading the pack. That's going to do it for today. I'm going to put some black. Strat time,